Woo! What up, Todd?
What's up, Shelby? Good to see you, man.
Man, it is Thursday. We got started late because, I hear stories of girls when they live together, their periods start synchronizing. But you and I have been friends for so long, our movie going habits have started synchronizing. And I'm not sure if Todd lost. There we go. You there?
Yeah.
But Todd and I have been friends for so long, our movie going habits have started synchronizing. So even though he's in Vegas,
I gotta let somebody in. I'll be right back, guys.
So even though he's in Vegas and I'm in Houston, he and I ended up going and seeing Deadpool and Wolverine at the same time. And so we talked and decided, hey, what's up, Tony? So we talked and we said, well, let's still do a show because we missed last week. Todd had a little tummy ache. So he said, let's go ahead and do a show and we'll just do a review of the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. And so him and I just got out of the movie about an hour ago. We grabbed something to eat on our way home. We just finished eating, and here we are to give you our fresh, out of the theater review of Deadpool and Wolverine. And Todd's letting someone in the house, letting someone in the office.
It's in some long boxes. Poke around. I trust you. I'm not worried. You're. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, like I said, it's Todd and I just got out of the theater about an hour ago. We got something to eat, and we're here to give you our fresh review of Deadpool and Wolverine.
I had 3 very tasty tacos. What did you have, Shelby?
I had a foot-long chili coney.
Nice.
And I'm finishing it off with the chocolate shake.
Oh, that's a good combination. You cannot go wrong there.
So, if you can't tell,
what's up, Tony?
Todd and I are in a good mood because we freaking enjoyed the movie. We enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I
don't think anybody will go see this movie. You might have some criticisms. You might have some ideas. I don't think you're going to go to this movie and not like it. That's my opinion. I'm not gonna. I mean, are we either gonna do spoilers? We're gonna talk about it, or we're not. I'm not trying to spoil it for anyone.
We're not gonna try to do any spoilers. If we get close, we will give a warning so people can, drop out, or we'll save it till the end, or something like that. But
that was my warning.
overall, and Todd and I talked. We were talking while we were eating. I guess my take home with this is I love the movie. I did not walk into it expecting freaking Hamlet. Okay, it's a Deadpool movie. Okay, you're going to have a bunch of meta. You're going to have a bunch of fourth wall breaks. You're going to have probably a thin story, but you are going to have a lot of fan service. And guess what? I was there for it. I love the fan service.
I mean, and I think if you look at the first 2 Deadpool movies, they really if you really pinpoint, if you really drill down and pinpoint it, it's kind of about family, it's about acceptance, it's about kind of personal relationships, and I think in that sense it was consistent. It carried through with the first 2 movies in the series.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of interviews with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. Ryan Reynolds along with the director Sean
Levy,
came up with the idea, co-wrote the script, and then I know they had some other people helping write the script. But what he said several times in the interviews is his writing style is to focus on characters and the characters kind of having an arc. He said in an interview that you can have all the best special effects you want, but when you leave the theater, what you're going to remember is the characters. You know, and I do feel like that kind of came through, even though, and so no spoilers, even though you and I did have a little bit of criticism with the way they did it in the story.
But it was like, I would say,
it's minor criticism. It's a minor.
It's like, if you force me to just be balanced to a degree.
Yeah.
Because it's overwhelmingly positive, and I want to be clear about that. I do not want to have any confusion. And you know, Sean Levy also directed a movie called The Atom Project. I don't know if you saw it.
I love that movie. I thought that was a really good movie.
And he directed that, and that was also had very similar themes. What's up, Agu?
Yeah, that was a Netflix original, I believe, or Amazon Prime, one or the other.
And it was just one. I think it was Netflix. Because I think Reynolds does Netflix. He has some kind of contract because he had Red Man or Red Notice. He did the movie with he was like a thief or something. Did he with Chris Evans? Did he do one with Chris Evans? Am I getting him confused? And
I think you're getting him confused, but
maybe I am. Okay, but we know he did. We know he did the Atom Project.
Yeah.
And you think about it. I mean, nothing that hasn't been out there already. You think about who was in that movie, the actress in that movie. Now it's going to make sense. It's one of the cameos because there's a previous working relationship.
Right.
So
yeah. So definitely going. You know, a lot of fan service, a lot of seeing characters that expected to see because of the previews, but then definitely some surprise characters that, hey, John.
Hey, John, how you doing?
Some surprise characters that just caught me completely off guard, and I'm telling you, if I wasn't so old, I probably would have gooed in my pants. But, you know, I'm old. I didn't take my Viagra before I went. I didn't need it because I definitely enjoyed the fan service and the special appearances that had not been spoiled with the previews and things like that.
Yeah,
we knew X-23 was going to be there. She was in one of the previews, which I thought was great. I love seeing her.
I will tell you, seeing her, we all love Logan. Logan was a great movie. Seeing her grown up, basically grown up, portraying X-23, all I can say is this. If they don't figure out how to make an X-23 movie with her,
oh my God,
then they deserve to fail. You have
she needs to be part of the Young Avengers or something.
She's like almost the heart of the movie. Like, I'm telling you that her scenes brought tears to my eyes. I can't even lie.
Well, if you noticed, she was there at the end. So
that
means
I love that. He made that little. You should have given. That was a big spoiler. You kind of should have warned people. It's a good thing I told everybody that there's going to be.
All I'm saying is she didn't die. She didn't die. Okay, come on. So,
did you really think she was going to die? Come on.
No, not at all.
Exactly.
Not at all.
If they don't find a way to get somebody who's that talented and has that much charisma on screen and embodies the character with such heart, and they can't find a story to fit, there's just then you know what? Pack it up. Give up.
She needs to be part of the Young Avengers or something.
Call it a day. You guys had a run, and then you didn't. Multiverse. Hey, we've seen bigger failures in comics, right?
True.
We've seen a lot of big things that were presented to us as consumers, as collectors, as retailers, from all different, with all the hype and all the hope and support, and this is going to be the next big thing, and crickets. And then you get the thing that nobody talks about and nobody hears about, and everybody's like, do you have that? Do you have that? Have you seen that? And all of a sudden, that's the inferno of the day.
Right. Yeah. So, one of the things you and I talked about before the show started is, excuse me, one, a lot of fan service. I was there for it. I loved the last season of Picard. It was full of fan service. Guess what? I loved it.
I call that season of Picard a love letter to Next Generation.
And that's where I was getting at, is this definitely was a love letter on many different levels. Is it a groundbreaking shakeup of the whole Marvel universe? No, but
you know what I will say, without giving any specific details without being specific, I think it doesn't pretend that, like, there's different characters that embody different points of view almost in this movie.
Yeah.
And it's a very meta. And
very meta.
It kind of, like, in a way, I think it says, like, clearly all this thought and that thought, and we should do this for this and that for that and this and this and that is diluting the product. And they need to get back to just good stories, good characters that everybody wants to see. I mean, there were multiple times in the movie where there was audible cheering and laughing and excitement.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to hear that and experience that, and, like,
experience that again in with a crowd and stuff. Yeah, I agree with you.
So in a way, I would say it was a breakthrough, because a Marvel film hasn't done that in a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it a deep philosophical story? Not really. It's not. It's not. But it's a heck of a, get a bucket of popcorn and all those comic books you've read your whole life.
That's right.
This is going to be a celebration.
Oh my God! Now that was one thing too. Like, you had to be kind of. There is one section in the movie where you have to be deep into some lore to catch some of the things that they were showing and stuff, right? And I was there for it, though. I'm like, oh my God, that was the cover.
I know that cover.
I know that cover. I know why they did that, because that's the way it's supposed to be.
They gave that Wolverine the right personality.
Yeah, exactly.
With the right, like, he sounded right and he looked right.
Yeah. Yeah. What we got? Chicago.
What's up? Chicago
Shelby? Hello, Todd. Shelby. Love some Teachers Unite. Quick hello, and like watching Logan get in the mood for Deadpool tomorrow. We're giving our no spoiler review. We just got out of the movie about an hour and 15 minutes ago. So this is fresh. This is our fresh take and feelings and stuff. We started a little late because we wanted to have our spoiler conversation together.
Yeah.
So now we're kind of having our non-spoiler conversation.
More general thoughts about it. Yeah.
So the next thing I was going to talk about was, I was not familiar with the actress that plays Cassandra, but I loved her.
She was awesome.
She was great.
And I will tell you, I think she played it so straight in a way.
Oh my God.
That it was creepy. And
it was.
The way they...
Super creepy, yeah.
Just the way they showed her way of using her powers was so freaky. Like it was.
Yeah. I mean, she is an Omega level mutant in the comics and stuff, and she, yeah, what she was doing in the movie and stuff, yeah, freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. Any woman who is super funny. I think that's opposite. I'm super creepy to them, not the opposite way around. But she did shave her head for the movie, like that was her head shaved. You know, I haven't heard of an actress doing that since Star Trek: The Motion Picture, committing to a role and such, and she committed to it.
Demi Moore shaved her head in G.I. Jane, didn't she?
She did shave her head. It wasn't like completely bald, but she did cut it all off in that scene.
Shave her head in V for Vendetta.
I wanted to open a food stand just selling chimichangas and steak and chicken shish kebabs. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, that or you know, there is a callback to shawarma. So I'm not sure if that's a spoiler or not, but
and you know what? I'll tell you the truth. I think it was just not just. I mean, obviously they've, you know, if you've you know, I just feel like they did a good job of not of I mean, it was I think in a way it didn't it served as a really good like point of closure for almost, you know, almost like everything that's come before in a way.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of like they kind of make the point that it's just, you know, going forward, we've got some different stuff on the horizon.
We exactly.
We know what, you know, it's not a spoiler to say we know the mutants are coming. We know the Fantastic Four is coming. That stuff is all well documented. It's very meta, and Deadpool
breaks
the fourth wall consistently throughout the movie, and multiple Deadpools break the fourth wall.
Right, and you and I were talking about this. It's not just meta in the sense of I'm recognizing as a character who I am. They call out actors' names. They call out studios. I mean, it is like hyper meta, almost to a, okay, we get it. You can stop that. But you and I talked about the part. We're not going to spoil it.
Right.
There was a couple of parts that were deep ultra meta stuff like, oh, dude, you know, and if you didn't know that comic book, if you didn't know that thing.
Oh, you came back.
Oh.
I don't know. That was weird.
Did you lose me from it? But yeah, if you didn't know that comic book, if you didn't know that thing.
Yeah, like what is
this? You would not have gotten the call out to certain names and stuff like that.
But if you love the movie, if you love Deadpool and you love the movie, maybe it's going to push you to ask, who is this John Byrne guy? You know? I mean, it was super cool just to hear his name mentioned. You know?
Yeah. So we won't go any further, so there's no spoilers there. But
no, I'm not going to talk.
They did call out certain. I mean, you know, you saw it in the previews, like, oh, Paul Rudd finally aged. You know, because the guy looks the same as he did from like the Nintendo commercial back in the mid '90s.
Yeah, when he was on Friends, he looks the same as he does now.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if I really like.
No.
it was, you know what, I get why the person might say that, and it's because of the scene at the end when the one character shows them the little pad, and what she says, right? And
Yeah,
it's more of an implication. It's not like all of a sudden, poof, wham, bam. It's a whole new universe.
right.
That's not what's happening.
No.
I think, if anything, I think they're trying to say that from this point on,
Yeah.
it's there's an awareness of these characters on some
Right.
level, but going forward, we're kind of sticking to one. There's no more. There's not going to be variant after variant. Like it was almost like I don't want to see them go to the. I mean, I don't think this is a spoiler. The TVA's in the movie. I mean, that's been out on trailer.
Right. Yes.
So just the presence of the TVA in the movie.
Right.
I don't want to see them go to another story that involves a TVA anytime soon. And because it'll become like, how is all this happening? And it's not all like, it's like when something happens in New York for like to Spidey, and you're like, how do the Avengers not know that's happening? You know that kind of thing that happens in the comics, that suspension of disbelief we all have.
Yeah.
That like demons could take over Hell Kitchen, and the only one who's going to fight him is Daredevil, but nobody else is going to come and show up.
Right.
So I just hope they go to different. It's that whole pile, Vince. I think that whole stack. Yeah, I think that's all stuff you pulled.
Yeah. So
it is good. If not, no problem.
All right.
Nice soft. Well, watch the sand. Sorry.
No.
I got one of my buddies here.
Yeah. So one thing mentioned in the TVA is we knew Cassandra was in the movie, but and so no spoilers.
Are you trying to
sure how Cassandra came to be, so to speak, right? And early on, what I thought they were going to do with the TVA, they turned it 180 degrees from what I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the plot that set up the rest of the movie. And they did that early on. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I did not expect to see that coming. I did not expect that this would be the direction of the movie.
Well, I know what you're saying, and I appreciate it.
Led into Cassandra and all of that.
I like the fact that it kind of demonstrated a different facet of the TVA in a different way. From a different point of view. But I'm just saying, like, what I don't want to see happen is the next 4 Marvel movies are like every 3 minutes have a meta joke, and the TVA is like involved. Like,
no, I think what they did with the conclusion, I guess, at the end was, to me, it was, we're going to simplify this a little bit so it makes sense. We're going to simplify this a little bit so it makes sense moving forward.
Yeah. And I'm fine. I'm trying. Take care, man. I wonder if the AC's on in here. You know how to do that?
That's good to me.
Yeah, okay. And like, I'm super stoked, man. I really did enjoy it. I really did have a lot of laughs and tears.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was a fun movie to watch. And I'll be honest, I think it's the first one in a while that is going to have rewatchability.
I wouldn't mind going and seeing it again just so I could catch some of the
You never know.
The word play and stuff that was going on, because there was a lot of it.
Well, you miss a lot of the.
You missed
miss stuff.
I know I missed a lot of it. So I was getting that feeling, but like they're meta to the extent of, hey, we know you people want to see this, like the Deadpool Wolverine fight, and that we know that is because we've seen that in the previews. But get ready because it's about to happen. It's gonna be badass.
It's gonna go down.
It's gonna go down.
I won't say what he said, but it was pretty funny.
Right. Yeah. And
I mean,
from what little bit you saw the fight in the previews, I'm telling you,
no,
it is times 10. It is
without
so good.
specific details. I thought some of the I really appreciate that each character that was in the movie seemed to, when it was time to fight, had their own unique style that I could like recognize. That's and that's, I know that move. I've read that. I've seen that in a comic. It felt right. That's that's really like one of my favorite parts of the movie is that I think it finally like kind of like broke open the whole costume thing, and like these are superhero movies. There's no reason they shouldn't be in costumes. They're at the core, they're silly movies. They're fun, silly movies. Let's just let them be fun, let them be silly, let them be serious sometimes, but just let them wear a costume. And it was great.
It was great. I likened it a lot too. And this is something I don't understand, and this is something like Carlos and I talk about too, is people sometimes getting a real, and I'm not sure if hatred is the correct word for it, but a lot of people were not happy with the last season of Picard because of the fan service. A lot of people, for some reason, weren't happy with the Acolyte. I thought the Acolyte was freaking awesome, dude. And the fight scenes and stuff, right? Yeah, this is what the Jedi should be doing. I loved it. I even liked Madam Web. I think it should have been maybe a 4-part TV show that they could have done a little better with. But for what it was, hey, I'm all for seeing 3 teenage spider chicks, dude. Okay, give me more of that.
Wow.
And so Deadpool Wolverine, it's not going to be. It's a Deadpool movie. It is not going to. There you go. It is a Deadpool movie. It is not going to be your Infinity War or Endgame, right? Where and it sets off this whole thing that maybe people are expecting.
I think
but the fan service and stuff, I loved it. Right? Go ahead.
I think we'll be able to look back and say, okay, I see where it kind of, but it's just it's more of an implied restart, or it's implied that it's kind of a fresh slate. I would call it a clean slate, like the slate's been cleaned.
I would say that it's not clean in the sense of blank, but it's clean in the sense of there are dangling threads that we're going to go ahead and erase, and we're going to acknowledge this, and this is going to be what we look like.
Now we've eliminated all the divergent paths. We have one single.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah,
and that's the way we're going to go, and everything's going to be along this path.
Yeah. And you can have, I mean, you know, you and I talked about earlier about it being kind of a love letter. You know, I don't want to give a spoiler of it's a love letter to this.
Look,
For example,
it's a love letter to X-Men, to comics.
it is that. Yeah, okay, there you go. Exactly. It is. It is.
Comic cinema and comic movies as we've known them going,
Thank you. Yes,
all the way
that
back.
is a great way to say it.
To
Exactly.
almost as far as we can go without being specific.
Right.
It's really it really shows that there is a true love and appreciation for a lot of these movies that people have. Some of these movies we know people, they've been ragged on, they've been picked apart, they've been they come out like, I don't know. I remember going to see the first X-Men movie, for example, and I don't remember having. I mean, I was in art school at the time. I don't remember one person not liking that movie, and I was probably one of the biggest comic nerds in the little group.
Sure.
At that point, I had my collection was like 80 long boxes, or I might have opened up my first shop at that point. I don't remember exactly, but everybody was excited to see it. I remember somebody in our group worked at a movie theater, and we were able to they opened up the theater at night, like in the middle of the night, and we were able to see Sin City before, in a private screening with just our friends, for free. It was like, it was awesome. Yeah. But everybody was nothing but excited about that, the first X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Is everyone as good as the first one? It's very hard to make movie after movie.
I have issues with all three of the original X-Men movies that I'm not going to get into.
Right. I mean,
I had less issue with the, if you want to call them prequel X-Men movies, the next three. But I think the stories were better. I think the direction was better. I think that there's a lot of things better about those than the original Bryan Singer one.
And there's different ways you can look at a movie. You can look at the movie as, did I watch it and enjoy it for its runtime? Okay. Yeah. Then you can get like, really, is the cinematography well done? Or is there basically no cinematography? Is it basically just somebody with a handheld camera or something, just shooting on fake sets that look fake, that look lower budget than a TV show, than a low budget TV show? Sometimes low budget shows are the most entertaining because they're the most creative. But it's how deep do you want to go? And
it's the style of the director. Like, look, and we'll use this as an example. There is a lot of practical effects in this movie.
That's what you want?
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of practical effects in this movie. To me, I can really only think of maybe a half dozen, special effects that were really in it,
I would honestly always rather see well-executed practical effects.
Oh, me too.
Than any computer, any digital effects.
I agree.
Some things I understand you just can't pull off, in a practical way.
Yeah.
But I think, practical, I mean, they bring a truth to the film, to the story that is otherwise just not there.
Yeah, I completely agree. So
I'm gonna turn my camera off.
Todd's making a sale now, real quick.
Do something real quick. Give me 2 minutes here.
Go ahead. Todd's making some money over there. Oh man. So I'll go ahead and then while he's doing that, I will plug If you want to buy anything from me, I have my eBay store that I am doing an auction this week. Give me 1 second. So you can go to my eBay store. It is simply ebay.com. STR stands for store, Shelby's Comics, or you can do a Google search, Shelby's Comics, eBay. We do have an auction going on this week. I'm selling a lot of Funko Pops. Look at that. We still got 0 bids on a lot of Funko Pops. Starting at 99 cents. 99 cents. Is that crazy? Oh, we also got some Red Hulks coming up for sale. These are on auction right now. So it looks like 4 days left. We got a few bids on the number 1, number 2, the number 1 variant, the number 4. So I've got 1 through 12 listed for the Red Hulks. The store, I have bulked it up this past week. I think I have right at 100 items in the store. So you can go to the auction and we will sort by ending soonest. So we got a lot of Funko Pops that are listed. I love this Cassie Lang. I love the Ant-Man. I love the blue Gwen Stacy. I can't believe no one's bid on that yet. We got Thanos. No one's bid on that yet. Thanos in his sanctuary. We got Captain America sitting cross-legged on the stool from Homecoming. No bids on it yet. Shuri is Black Panther. I love these. Lucha Libre. We got Lucha Libre Wolverine. We got Lucha Libre Venom. Lucha Libre Spider-Man. We got Nick Fury getting dusted. Look at that. No bids on this Gambit. Is that crazy? On this special edition Nightcrawler. Stan Lee. A Stan Lee pop. Dressed up as Hugh Hefner from Iron Man. 0 bids. Alexei from Black Widow. But what I like is he's actually holding an action figure of himself. So it's really cool. It's really cool. Star-Lord holding the Power Stone. No bids on it. These great Star Trek books. Spider-Man, Runaways, Fantastic Four, Alf, Amazing Spider-Man, Silver Surfer, more Star Trek. Then, of course, the Red Hulks I just talked about. So a lot of stuff up for auction. They'll be ending this Sunday and Tuesday. So be sure and go check those out. Then, of course, in my store, looks like it says I got 65 results. I have been posting a lot of books this past week. We'll be posting more this coming weekend. So be sure and go check that out. All right. And Todd also dropped some video of some pickups that he recently got. We'll jump over there to his IG. So over on his IG, look at this. I know some of these things have already sold. I think this Journey into Mystery may still be available. Signed by Stan Lee.
Yes, so, it is. It is still available. As far I don't think anybody's claimed it. I was just
a cool Thor. I would love to have this book. I do not have this in my collection. I don't want to pay $700 for being signed. I would just like to have a nice raw copy. But this is a great cover with Hulk grabbing the hammer from Thor. So Thor versus Hulk battle 6.0. It looks clean to me. And then, of course, signed by Stan Lee. So I know I've got, I think, about 3 books signed by Stan Lee in my collection. If you don't have any Stan Lee signed stuff, you need to get it.
I will tell you, anything you see on my Instagram, you guys listen. You see something, you feel like it's, I like it, but I don't want to pay that much. You know what? Just DM me, message me.
DM them.
I'm pretty flexible. If I can work with you on a book, I will. It's not, nothing's in stone. A sticker price is just that, a sticker price.
Yeah. So the Submariner's already sold. Our buddy Tony and Y had the speedy fingers on that one.
He did. He's done that.
But I'm gonna see if I can pause here. Platinum edition, Superman. That's probably still for sale. Got a War Machine here. Thor, Beta Ray Bill. Oh, got that classic.
Those are sold.
Okay.
Most of that's sold. Yeah, I appreciate it though.
For Rocket Raccoon and the Incredible Hulk. And I think I talked to you about me picking this one up. I think first Wendigo.
Yeah, but that one's sold. You didn't get back.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
First Doc Samson. I am looking for this book, but in a little bit better condition than this.
Not the best.
Hey, but this is the very first Hulk 102. Tell me about this. This looks in great condition, man.
It is, but unfortunately for everybody, it got picked up by my buddy Paul.
It's already sold too. Okay.
Just the other day.
Well, how about first Black Suit Spider-Man and Secret Wars?
I think I still have that.
Okay. We got the end of Hobgoblin, I believe.
Yep, the issue before the black suit.
Oh, look at that. You got the
Mayday Parker.
First Mayday Parker, thank you. First Taskmaster. Now, I love these, and I don't think a lot of people really pay attention or talk about it, but this is Spider-Man 301. And if you notice, this is the exact same, almost the exact same cover as number 300, except 300 has the black suit, and this has the red and blue suit, because the black suit ends in number 300 because of Venom, of course. But, I don't know, maybe Todd McFarlane getting a little lazy there, but, Silver Sable comes back. I'll have to admit, I don't like the way he really draws Silver Sable. But, it's right after that number 300, so I always think it's a great pickup. Then, of course, your first Carnage, first Gambit, to me is the first Gambit, or was meant to be the first Gambit.
Just whatever.
Days of Future Past. You never can go wrong with these. I remember buying this from the newsstand, seeing Wolverine being like basically just his skin and everything being blown off of his skeleton, stake through Rogue's heart, through Storm's heart.
No, the cold one's in the fridge.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Just trying to get my buddy a cold water. It's hot out in Vegas. I don't want anybody to get dehydrated.
Be safe out there, man.
Later, bud.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I love this. I love these older 25-cent Spider-Mans. I think these are affordable. And, this is still early issues. This is number 149. I feel like anything below 200 and above 100 are some great values. These are still late 70s books, 1977, 1978. And this is, if I'm not mistaken, the clone Spidey. I'm not sure if this is where the clone dies or this is where the clone is introduced, but the clone saga came up later, of course, in Spider-Man. But I think this is the issue where the clone was maybe supposed to die.
Riley's first appearance.
Is it its first appearance?
Yeah, that's Ben Riley's first.
Okay.
The first.
I love these later. These are my favorite McFarlane's in the Spider-Man. These in the 320, 330, 340. And such. But this is right before number 300. This is 298.
I got 298 and 299.
You got first Deadpool. We just talked about.
I have a couple first Deadpools in stock raw, and I have a 9.8 in stock right now.
I love this. This is first Hulk in Tales to Astonish. Later, the Hulk becomes, they split it into two stories. They have a Hulk story, then they have a Giant Man story, I believe, for a while. And this is first Hulk and Tales to Astonish. I already have this in my collection, or else I would have asked Todd about it. But it looks like a very clean copy. Little bit of
it did
up there, but otherwise, I mean, first Hulk and Tales to Astonish, and this is starting the Hulk storylines, because Hulk had his issues 1 through 6, but then that book got canceled. And it's not until his Tales to Astonish stories you start getting consistent Hulk stories again. To me, one of the classic Ramita covers, if I'm not mistaken. Green Goblin, Gwen Stacy. Come on, man. I'm not even going to talk about this because Todd has already sold this. But there's a lot of Marvel chipping. Todd told me about that. A lot of Marvel chipping along the edge. I think still whoever bought this for what they bought it for got a great deal on it. I think Todd sold this a little too cheap. But I know he loves giving good deals. He loves giving good deals.
I like putting good, I really do take pride in the fact that I'm able to put books into a lot of people's hands, and especially cool books into my friends' hands. And I've like we've talked about, we've both been very fortunate in our collecting.
We have.
I got a book this week in a collection that I'm going to keep. I mean, I know I'm going to keep. I'm not going to sell this book, and I'll share it with everybody. But like, it's one of those books I did not expect to ever have a book like this in my collection.
Right.
Just through the randomness of getting 199 so slabs and one amazing slab.
Yeah, I think he sold this way too cheap. I think that if I had gotten this, I could have probably removed all this tanning and stuff from it. The Marvel chipping, of course, you didn't do anything about, but it's not bad. It's not bad. So I think you definitely sold this too cheap, because I've been looking for some prices. Tales to Astonish. So, like I said, this is starting. This is where Hulk is now part of the Tales to Astonish, and Submariner. That's who I was trying to think of a minute ago, and I apologize. Submariner was the other story in the book. But this is a great little look at this, going through fire and stuff on the surfboard, Hulk grabbing on a Silver Surfer, some great Kirby art. Mycross Saga. So this is the first English adaptation of Mycross by Comico, if I remember right. Back in 84, 85, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Mycross, first coming over to the United States. Manga was just starting to come over. You still got this book, Todd?
Which one?
Hulk number 2.
No.
I do not own any of the Hulk 1 through 6, and I would love. I don't think I'd ever complete the Hulk 1 through 6, but I would love to buy a couple of them. And this looks like it's been a great starter copy. I mean, and trust me, I've seen a lot worse. I don't know what Todd sold it for, but I hope he got $1 million.
No, it's a little crispy. It's a little, it was wet and dried, so it got that crispy crunch.
Oh, I could fix that.
Yeah, I know, but somebody, hey, I post this, somebody hit me up, we went through some books, and then
Hulk 181, there you go. There's the Hulk.
I will tell you the truth, that one is probably going to stay. That copy is probably going to that is staying in my PC.
That's a clean copy. That is a clean copy, my friend.
It's got a couple of ticks, but they're minor. They're small, very minor ticks. Colors are bright.
All right, I think we're back at the beginning.
I do have,
And that Submariner, I think that was number 17, Schoenberg cover. So, something you can't go wrong with there.
I do have a 181 that's for sale. It's a 7.0.
So, but a lot of great books. I wish I had seen your post earlier. I could have reached out, but I'll say this. Look, I'll be a little meta right now. Todd and I are friends. We've been friends for years. When we sell to each other, we always give each other deals. And it never hurts my feelings, and it never hurts Todd's feelings, I don't think, to say, hey, let me try and get a little bit more money for this and sell it to someone, offer it for sale. If I don't immediately get get what I'm looking for, I'll sell it to you. But it's just what Todd and I do. We give each other pretty steep discounts on things back and forth, and especially if we know it's for each other's PCs and stuff. So it does not hurt my feelings at all that Todd, even though there are some books there that I would love to have, for Todd to be able to get the maximum amount. I haven't read it yet. I saw it come through. I haven't read it yet. Shelby, it's not friendship. It's called pity.
Is that your experience with me, Tony? Is that our dynamic as well, or?
That's what I was about to say. I think that's more of y'all's dynamic, right?
I don't know if I fully understand the comment upon reflection.
Trust me, I know all the secrets over there, Tony. Todd and I don't keep secrets from each other. I know all the skeletons in the closet.
This is my newest. Where is it? I'm all excited.
You just remember, Tony, I get that book first.
You'll get to play with it, Shelby.
I'll get to play with it. But I did tell Tony last night, there's always a 50% chance that it'll get lost in one of my comic boxes, never be seen again.
That's between you and Tony.
I will happily reimburse Tony. Oh, Tony, that thing got lost, buddy. Shit, I'm sorry. Here, let me see you some money. You didn't really want that, did you?
Well, look at the back of this book. It's the adventures of RC and Quickie.
And Quickie. That used to be my nickname that a girlfriend gave me. You're not gonna say why. You're not gonna say why.
I'll show you the front.
Okay.
Ooh,
oh, look at that. Batman
34.
Nice.
From 1946. Bill Finger story, Dick Spring art, Jerry Robinson art, Dick Spring cover. You know whose name I don't see anywhere on that label?
Oh, here, let me make you big. I'm sorry.
I said, you know whose name I don't see anywhere on the label?
Bob Kane.
What's his name? Yeah, something like that.
Bob Kane.
But I do see Bill Finger, Dick Spring, Jerry Robinson, and Dick Spring did the cover. What an awesome iconic cover, right? Batman and Robin on the motorcycle.
Robin leaping out onto the back of the gangster's car.
Just danger. What's danger? No, you can have children jump off a motorcycle and onto a moving car with somebody firing a gun at them.
Yeah,
the high speed Batman and Robin.
To me, the first 50 issues of Batman, so I'm not talking about Detective Comics, but Batman, I think are some of the best covers there are in comics.
I mean, I love Batman.
Next to the World's Finest. I love the World's Finest covers.
Batman was my favorite character when I was a little boy. I never thought I would be able to get a Golden Age Batman. You don't see them. And when you see them, they're really, really expensive.
So I will admit to soften my hurt feelings of not getting the Submariner or Fantastic Four book, I did spend a lot of money and bought some other books this week, which will be in later. But I will show a few things I picked up in the past couple of weeks. Hold on. You take over for a minute. Oh,
Sure.
get up.
What's up, Chris? Thanks, Chris. This is a cool cap cover. I don't think it's an expensive book, but Fantasy Masterpieces #3 in a decent grade, 7.5. I got that in. Just a cool Silver Age cap cover, pretty nice shape. 7.5 for those square bound. Let's see. I hate the CGP bag. Now this is a cautionary tale.
Hi, Chris.
0.5. Now I didn't slab this. I did not slab this. This came in a collection. 0.5. Doesn't really look like a 0.5. How do you get a 0.5 on a book that doesn't really look like a 0.5? You submit it without, I'm assuming the person who submitted this never opened up the book. Coupon cut out of page 10 does not affect story. Incomplete. I feel bad. Somebody spent their money on grading this book and got it back and was probably fairly disappointed. 0.5. Unless they just liked everything graded. I don't know. Here's a cool one. This issue has the origin of Spidey in it. Number 94. And the Beetle. Beetle's got such goofy fingers. Hey, did you ever see that movie, Everything, Everywhere, Always?
Yeah, all at once.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you think the hot dog fingers were inspired by the Beetle?
Might have been.
But I got that one available. Nobody's claimed that. I mean, I don't know. I'm asking $80 in that one. What do you think? I'll just throw myself on your.
No, number 94.
I try to price stuff I try to be reasonable. Here's a 99. That's a 3.5. I got that one at $45.
So I ordered a bunch of books. I ordered a few books, and they came in. So look at how it come in, Todd. Thank you. Do not bend, but look at what they did for padding.
Oh my goodness.
Like 5 torpedo things.
Those aren't even really backing boards. Those are like they print them and put them behind the backing boards. I got this, and this is kind of
that is cool.
From 1946. Just says Harry A. Chesler. It's a 1.5. I'm assuming it's detached or something. Give me 1 second here. I'm sorry.
So I'm going to show something kind of weird here, and I'm going to cover up part of it with my finger because I'll show the weird part.
All right. Shelby, I just got to let somebody in. I'll be right back.
Okay. I will Todd do that while I rearrange some things over here. Oh, man. So, Chris, how you doing tonight, my friend? Glad you could join us. We did our review of the Deadpool Wolverine movie. We both thought it was great. Definitely worth your time and your money to go see. So rearranging a few things here. I'm going to put that there. So I order books. If you ever buy from me, probably about 95% of the time, you are going to get a free book. So I always buy up a few things to do as giveaways. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm sorting out a few books that I'll be sticking in people's boxes and stuff. And I took a big... I think I just mailed off about 22 orders today. So if anybody's watched me from the old eBays that I bought from me, those things went out. They did not. I was not going to buy it, but I wanted to kind of see it in person. They did not have the Wolverine popcorn bucket at my theater. So, are you opening the panel? Not positive what you mean there, Mr. RL or Miss RL. I'm waiting on Todd to come back in. We did our review of the Deadpool Wolverine movie earlier. That was about the first 45 minutes or so of the show. We've only been on for about an hour. Any more Venoms? I haven't come across any. I'll say that. I did just during Amazon Prime days, I ordered some new shelves for the comic book room, and I installed those last weekend. And so I've got my comic boxes better organized to start going through. But what it really allowed me to do was to get to some boxes that were in the back corner of that room that I wanted to get cleaned out. So I've been going through toys and stuff. Some toys and stuff this past weekend. And like I showed earlier, over on my eBay store, there's a lot of Funko Pops up for sale. So I'm selling off a bunch of Funko Pops that I just do not have the space for anymore. I will be selling some toys and action figures in my next auction. Some Star Trek, mainly some Star Trek action figures and things like that. Probably at some point I'll be selling some of these Planet of the Apes things. If people are interested, you can hit me up ahead of time. But I'll keep my I'll give you first dibs, of course.
I have tons of Tony.
Venom. He's probably got most of them. He's looking for, of course, I think more of the special things you don't have. So I'm going to show this. This is a weird book. Yeah, Amigo Planet of the Apes. Yeah, I have all the play sets and a pretty big collection of the Migos. So yeah, if you're interested, let me know. So this is a weird book. You know, I love promotional comics, and this says compliments of Dr. Pepper Bottling Company. A stamp on here, Rusty and Her Friends, number 21. And I didn't pay very much. This is from 1949, so it is a golden age book. But what's interesting is the two stories in here. Who does that say they're by?
I can't see. Lee? Something Lee? Stan Lee. Something Lee.
So 1949. This is published by Hercules Publishing Company. So now that doesn't mean that this is not Marvel, but let me say it like this too. We know that Marvel Comics #1 is kind of the start of Marvel Comics, from 1939, 38, 39. But the company's first name was Timely. Then they switched to the name Atlas. Then they weren't actually called Marvel Comics until 1962, 1963, with the advent of all the new superheroes and stuff. So we have 2 stories written by Stan Lee. This book from 1949, Compliments of Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Rusty and her friends. But notice this.
Marvel comic. Interesting.
Is that the weirdest thing? So I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on this. I just found it very cool and interesting that this odd book has Marvel comic on it.
It might be just one of those things where you see a lot of artists, creators. If you look at their early work, a lot of times there's a seed. You can see a seed of what's to come.
Right.
And it may just be he had that name bouncing around his head.
I agree with you. Yeah, just kind of weird. This is an odd book. This is from 1940.
I'm starting to get more and more into older books.
I've been rubbing off on you, my friend. You just stick with Silver Age. Let me handle the Golden Age.
That's what Cubmaster Nick used to say.
What is the date on this damn 1946? All Good Comics, #1, 1946. I paid $5 for it, dude. I mean, it's in great condition, but no one wants All Good Comics #1. But it's from 1946, dude. $5? Come on, man. Right? See, Todd wants everybody to pay attention to him, but
I'm sorry, Shelby. I'm trying to spin plates, man. I'm doing okay.
I do not have a lot of early Lois Lanes. You actually don't see a lot of early Lois Lanes in really high condition, but I love this cover. This is Lois Lane number 32. Look at the face on Super Baby there.
Yeah.
Super Baby helping Lois Lane rob banks.
Lois is blackmailing me. That's hilarious.
Isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah. So now be a good little Superman and tell Auntie Lois if your X-ray vision has spotted the bank robbers loot inside their hideout. And then the baby is, grrr, Lois is blackmailing me. I must help her get scoops or she'll never give me the antidote to that youth serum that turned me into a baby. Yeah, so Lois Lane blackmailing Superman, or else he stays a baby.
Oh, Shelby, I got something to show you when you're ready to. Whenever you want to see it, when you're ready, when you're done.
All right, I'll
no rush.
So I picked up a few more Captain Marvel.
Are you going for the whole? Are you going for the whole run on those?
I'm not planning on it, but I've been picking up quite a bit of them.
If you keep buying them 3 at a time, you're gonna get there.
Look at that.
That's
gold cover.
Beautiful blue. The white costume of the villain.
Yeah.
Those primary colors, they work. The blues, the red, the yellow.
Captain Marvel captures the Chattanooga Ghost on the Sky Bridge in Rock City Gardens. That is a real place.
I believe
that is a real place.
Well, I mean that for a small portion of people, it probably makes it a little more realistic.
Yep. I think 140, something like that. All right. 3 more books. I bought this as a restoration project, but it's a cool ass cover.
Oh yeah, the Thing books are old. Thing books are awesome.
Awesome. They're
I've been
awesome.
looking at them. I've never bought one.
This is my first one to be able to buy. Even in this condition, I paid probably about 120, 130 for it. It's definitely a restoration project, but this should be fun to play with. This one was cool.
Oh, that's awesome. What a creepy scarecrow. Is that a snowman or a scarecrow?
That's a scarecrow, yeah.
She's like, scarecrow. Or is she like, I love the scarecrow. It's my boyfriend. Oh, you are rubbing off on me, Shelby. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is another restoration project. Now, this last one, I fought hard to get. I fought super hard to get. I paid up for it.
Very cool.
War Bond cover.
Yeah, Captain Marvel Jr.
Single staple because you're in the middle of World War II, 1943.
The Submariner book is a single staple book.
Yeah. But War Bond cover. And yeah, I wanted this bad. I fought for it and I paid up for it, but I'm so happy to have this in the collection. And it's not in bad shape either. This thing is pretty nice.
Yeah, it looks pretty. Look, you know, when you get a book that age, I don't really care if it's a 3, 4, or 5 or whatever. If it looks decent, I'm happy. Yeah. If I can still recognize it and see it's a complete issue and all that, I mean, you know what's crazy? You know how people take hammers to crack slabs and do all these crazy things and knives and screwdrivers and this and that? I can literally just pull them apart.
Most of the time, that's what I do.
They just come apart.
CBCSs can do that really easily. So, but not everybody has the strength of a gorilla.
No, look, I'll show you. I pulled one. Where is it? Is it right up here? If anybody wondered what the books look like when they're out of the slab, this came in the collection. The slab was already cracked, had a crack in it. So I was like,
that's the old way. That's the old label. The label and the thing is not attached anymore.
No. Also, it's a separate.
It's completely separate. The label is just sitting inside the whale now, and then the book is encased.
Like the Star Wars 12, and it was like that.
Yeah.
But I just didn't see the point of really trying to reholder this. It's a mid-grade, non-key.
No, I agree with you.
But so I got my buddy Vic Moya, he's a comic book artist. He has worked on all kinds of stuff, worked with all kinds of people. He works on some very mature subject matter these days. But I asked him, I said, Vic, I have the signing coming up with Joni. If I give you some blanks, could you do some stuff? And the only blanks I had were the new ones, which are red and a black. And he's like, told me I don't like he's not really a fan of working on the darker backgrounds. So I found these acrylic markers and I got him a pack. And he was like, dude, thank you so much for those markers. They literally opened up like my world of covers.
Right.
I can't, like, these are like, I'm not usually easily impressed like art. I have looked at a lot of comic art like you know, and some of it takes a to really like be like, damn, that's pretty good. But I was pretty amazed with these, the way these came out. And these are all Vic Moya original hand-drawn sketch covers.
Oh my God. Wow.
I'm telling you, like,
wow. I thought it was going to be a sketch of like her OnlyFans or something, but wow.
Who's Vampirella has OnlyFans?
No.
Okay. So there's a
wow.
He covered the whole title on that one.
That is cool. Let me see that first one again. So both those are on red covers?
Yep.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
They're beautiful, I'm telling you.
How do you know I don't already have a OnlyFans?
I figured.
Yeah.
I mean, if nothing else,
I don't think it came out the way he anticipated, but yeah, I mean, I can see the skill. Yeah.
You know, ever since the blue tape incident, I've had my suspicions.
Hey man, someone's gonna pay you.
$20 is $20.
No, I got paid $50 for that.
Okay.
And that wasn't this cheap, like, okay. I keep telling people he does some great shading and stuff on that red to make the face just really stand out from the red. That's freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah. These are going to be available on Saturday. And I'll be doing some streaming. I'll probably be on YouTube for a while. I'll probably stream on Instagram for a while. My buddy Joey will probably stream on Whatnot for a while. So if anybody wants signed books, I'll have them available.
Oh, put one aside for me.
I got you, Shelby. Pretty much we'll be ready to send. I will probably be sending you a package with that because that'll be a pretty good. We'll have a pretty full package at that point.
So we'll do a plug here. So what Todd is talking about is this weekend only. On Saturday at Gorilla Todd's Clubhouse is going to be Joni Brazos. This is her cosplay cover where she dresses up as Vampirella.
And that's only one of the covers we'll have available on Saturday. We'll also have a Vengeance of Vampirella cover she did that has a bat on it and a red cover she did.
Oh, I think I want the Vengeance. But Joni, she's supposedly a really nice girl. From what Todd says, I've seen a couple of her things online. You can find her. Really beautiful. It seems like a nice girl. Looks like it's going to be a great time. Yeah, but that's going to be this Saturday from noon till 5.
The communication with her has been phenomenal, very responsive, very on point. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm hoping it is the first of many signings and events to come, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited. I'm doing a lot of work. I got, my buddy is in the other room fixing up the wall, getting that room ready.
The Ray stuff looks great that I've seen.
Yeah.
She does have a website you can go to that has all of her links to it and such. And I think I know I watched some video where her discussing some of the cosplay or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think one of them was the Ray one. But yeah, the Ray is super great that she did. Really beautiful. Looks like great personality.
You know what
That's going
else?
to be this Saturday.
You know what else
Todd,
that's really cool?
huh?
You know what else she does that's really cool? Let me share something. I want to show you something.
All right, share. I ain't stopping you from sharing.
So check this out. She paints miniatures too.
Oh, see, I paint miniatures, or I used to. Nice.
Yeah. I figured you'd get it. That's what, she painted
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Lilith or something. It looks like a dude, so maybe it's not Lilith from D&D.
Wow, very nice. Nice. Yeah, I haven't painted any miniatures in years, but yeah. But
Right.
and then Sunday, Todd's gonna be hitting the road, going down to San Diego. He got a ticket to Sunday at San Diego Comic-Con. So the first of us in our group to ever go to San Diego Comic-Con. So you excited for that, Todd? What are you hoping for?
I don't even know. I'm so excited because I've never been to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Growing up as a kid on the East Coast, it's a fairy tale dream. It's like, am I ever going to be on the West Coast? Am I ever going to go to California? I don't know. And then I moved out to Vegas, and California shows seemed so much more possible. I definitely will, Tony.
Yeah, tell Carla to accept my freaking friend's request on IG.
I definitely won't, Shelby. I just saw. I'm kidding. I kid because I saw my buddy Noah just posed with Carla, and she gave him something for his birthday. I saw that on Instagram. You guys know Noah's comic reviews. He's awesome. Great kid. I've met him a couple times at shows in California.
I am not banned from her. Tony, quit it.
Come on, Shelby. Don't get me bad. But anyway, so I'm kidding.
Perfect gentleman. Especially once I told her I was friends with Tony, and she goes, "You mean Anthony? Anthony from New York?" I ain't gonna
Tony, you want me to ask her to remark your Submariner? I'm sure she'll draw something on Stubby for you.
Yeah, draw a Vampirella right there over the cover. I think he's perfect.
No, of course not. I would never do that, Tony. Are you kidding? See, I'll be honest. The Journey into Mystery 112, I would never get that book signed.
Oh, no, never.
I would never in a million years get that book signed. It came in a collection. If you told me you wanted it, I'd cut you a deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying?
Yeah.
You'd get a better price than much better than what I posted.
Yeah.
Anybody could get a better price if they reach out to me, to be honest. It's not like I'll give you a better price and then hold it over everybody's head that I won't. Of course, I'll give it, I work with anybody. Tony knows I work with him. He's my buddy. I work with you. I work with anybody. And
I mean, Stan Lee, look, one is I would get some, well, I guess he did write it, but I'm trying to remember what I got signed by him.
I have another book signed by him that I got in. And I will tell you, I would rather have this signed by him, honestly.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%.
It's a modern book.
And that's what I was about to say. I'd rather have a modern book signed by Stan Lee.
I mean, it's that's actually a nice silver signature. You can see the name. It's silver on black. It's in a good spot.
Yeah, I agree with you. Is I would have done a modern book, and I'm sure that's what I got signed when I met Stan Lee. You whatever you paid, I think is $100, and you got 2 signatures. And I got, and again, I don't even remember what the book was, to be honest with you. But then I got a poster that is an homage to Fantastic Four #1, drawn by John Romita Jr. And John Romita Jr. was at the con that I went to. He signed it, and then I got Stan Lee to sign it.
Very cool.
So I thought that was cool. John Romita Jr., super great guy. The dude needs to stay off the steroids for sure, but otherwise, super nice guy.
So since we started this show talking about, you know, Deadpool and Marvel movies and stuff, I was going through one of my you know, I got a little 8x10, one of those portfolio books with all my signed pictures, and I was looking through it, looking for something the other day, and I realized, you know what I have? I have a signed from all 4 members of the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom, another picture from the Corman flick.
Really? See, that is so cool.
And I got it at a convention called, I think, PowerCon in Fort Lauderdale. You know, when before that movie was supposed to come out, but never did. I've never seen. I would love to see that movie. I've never seen it.
You can see it on. There's a high quality version of it on YouTube, I think.
Is there?
Yeah, I bought a bootleg DVD of it several years back.
I gotta look for that. You want to see the picture? I'll show it to you right now. It's right.
My portfolio's over here somewhere. I ain't gonna steal any Todd's thunder.
No, this isn't
Plus,
art.
I'm a little lazy.
This isn't art. This is just like autographed 8x10s. Look, I'll go through it. Oh, here's
Yeah.
Oh, there is some art. I mean, I got the Art Balthazar Batman.
That's cool.
The guys that do Tiny Titans, one of the guys. So there's the Doom.
That's cool.
He kind of looks more like Doom than any other Doom we've seen in the movies.
I agree with you.
And then there's the cast photo.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And there's, let me see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think there's 4.
See, and that's old school. That's old school black and white movie steals and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this
that are made.
That's like a photocopy, I think, honestly.
Yeah, it's a photo, yeah. But the other one is like what they would do for
like this black and white
stuff, yeah.
Like that's just a photo. That's not signed or anything. You got a little Hulk action in there.
Yeah, I got my Hulk over here that's signed.
What's up, Johnny Boys Comics? $6 Million Man.
Yep, I've got actually a Lee Majors and Lizzie Wagner signed.
Couple of David Naughtons from Werewolf and American Werewolf.
Yeah, Todd and I started the show off. We gave our reviews. We thought it was funny, amazing. We loved it. Everybody should go see it. So
here's my Morton Odell, the guy who created Green Lantern. I got that back in 92.
That is too cool.
And then that's my Chewbacca.
Yeah.
My favorite Ghostbuster.
There you go.
Batman and Robin.
Yep, I got a Batman and Robin sign.
Then I got Lopan from Big Trouble.
That's nice.
Darth Maul.
Okay. Ray Park.
And the coolest dude in the galaxy.
Oh, Billy D.
Yep.
Billy D with his malt liquor.
You have a pretty big box to open up if you guys want to do, if you want to do an unboxing.
We'll do an unboxing, then we'll talk about maybe trying to call it an evening.
Okay. That sounds good. I think I know what this is, but I try to lose track of what I order so that sometimes I get surprised.
Oh, what was... Where's my phone?
Oh, a box in a box. Oh, this is a nice box. Ooh. X-Men. Ooh, wrapped in plastic.
Oh, is that an artist edition?
It is.
Oh, X-Men artist edition. The Dave Cockrum.
You know, and I know, look, I think Byrne is the guy that everybody thinks of with X-Men and kind of connects. But man, I think Cockrum did some really good stuff.
I'm not a huge Cockrum fan. I don't remember who did the inking on those, but I don't think the inker helped a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Byrne did have Terry Austin, and that's that's pretty awesome. Oh yeah, no, I'm not complaining about the packaging. I mean, I've had a pretty good run. I got that I showed you, I think last week or the week before. We didn't have a show last week, but the week before I got the Ra's al Ghul, or 2 weeks before the Ra's al Ghul first appearance, Batman 232. I got the Fury Sergeant Fury 13, the Cap cover. And then I got the Batman book, and then this little ditty this is going into the PC.
Everybody needs 1 or 2 or 3 or 4.
I'm not greedy. I have this one. I got a 7.0 that's for sale. If anybody needs one, hit me up. We can talk. It's like 4 little ticks, 5 little ticks. I don't even care. It's flipping.
No, it looks like a great condition book.
It's. I mean, when you're getting
Definitely
down to
PC worthy.
Counting how many ticks are on a book, but it's bright and the corners are decent and there's no creases and the Marvel value stamps in there and the staples are firmly connected and the structurally it's all there.
Yeah, I have an 8.0 and I'll go ahead and tell you that I know they were generous on the grade of my 8.0. Okay. I actually sent in at the same time Giant Size X-Men #1 and Hulk 181. I thought the Hulk 181 would get about 7.0. I thought the Giant Size would get an 8.0. And when I got them back, the Hulk 181 got an 8.0 and Giant Size got a 7.0. Yeah, I was like, I think they flipped the numbers somehow. There's a guy, Sticky Goose was talking about it on his channel, Tony. Some dentist was showing off like his collection of Hulk 181, like in every grade, like a 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, 6.0, 7.0,
I saw that video.
9.0, right?
You can have the 7.0, Tony. We can talk about that. I'm not selling that one, but you can have the 7.0 if you're interested.
Oh man. Oh, I think my body's finally winding down from the excitement of the movie and stuff, man. It is a great time. Definitely, I think I'd like to go see it again. To catch some of the things I didn't catch the first time because it's definitely a lot coming at you with that movie. Tony said we can talk.
Yeah, just tip. You know we can, Tony.
Tony, just move that money off of that Submariner over to the Hulk 181. Let me take that Submariner, dude. Okay. And you won't have to put out any, much more other cash. They're probably worth both about the same. The 7.0 Hulk 181 is probably worth about the same as that.
Hey, give me a second.
Subby.
If you look on the one shelf right to the left, there's a little cup that we use for water. That I think it's right in there. Let me know if you can't find him, dude. Give me 1 second, Shelby.
All right. But I understand Tony would like to have it because that would give Tony a beautiful little set of like Marvel Mystery Comics, a Captain America, Submariner, and did you have a Human Torch in your collection? I'd have to look at your thing from. Oh yeah, 2 Captain Americas. That's what it was. Yeah, so you'll have a little smattering of each. Some Schoenberg covers, and I don't think you'd ask for much more in a nice collection. If you only have a handful of Golden Age books, those are definitely some nice ones to have. So no, it's 2 from what you showed me, 2 Captain Americas, a Marvel Mystery Comics, and now you'll have the subby. So, but yeah, like I said, I mean, if that's your, if you were to have, a smattering or a small handful of Golden Age, those are the ones to get, man.
Yeah, like
for sure.
A representation of the major Golden Age characters.
Well, right, and artists, right? Because a lot of them are Schoenberg covers.
Like I grabbed a couple just for an example. Like here's a book. This is a 2.5. I would have no problem if I was collecting, every issue of Spidey. I could put that in my collection in a 2.5.
I mean, Tony and I was looking last night. We were talking about cracking and pressing one of his Captain America books, and which one was it? Captain America, the 55. Oh no, not 55. It was this one. It was. Oh no, that's number 55. He's got a Captain America number 55 in 7.0. If you to go look at fair market value, 7.0, that book is only $1,400. Well, which I think is a great deal for that book. The problem is you just don't see them.
Oh, okay.
In the fridge.
You don't see them coming up for sale that often.
I mean, I got this Hulk beating up Shellhead.
Oh, number 9?
Yes. And the NATO. I got this one. This one's pretty cool. Avengers 48 and an 8.5.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
And then
yeah, I got mine graded. I don't remember what it came back as.
Here's an ASM 28 and a 4.5, first Molten Man.
That's nice.
Rough spine, but that book is so tough with a spine.
Yeah, it's a black cover.
An X-Men 8 and a 4-5. At least 4-5s. I've had X-Men 8 like 3 times. I need some of the other early X-Men. And then here's just to show it. And like the way he signed it like right on the Hulk's armpit.
I know, and it's all glopped together a bit,
And you can almost see the blacks of the Hulk behind it. What are you gonna do? But he signed it in 2014. What was that? 4 or 5 years before he passed?
He passed in 2020 or 2022. I think 2020.
Tony, I promise you this. If you come visit me in Las Vegas, I will not let you leave penniless. No matter how much you spend, I will hand you a $1 bill to make sure you're not penniless. You'll leave with at least 100 pennies. That's 100 times more than what you thought. That's pretty good.
Leave with a couple of rolls of pennies.
No, and I'll definitely give you a bottle of water so you don't get dehydrated in the Las Vegas desert. That is a distinct possibility.
Yeah, me too, my friend.
Yeah, we like sprinted through tonight.
We did. Yeah, no, it was a good show. I think we did good with not spoiling. I like.
So here's my quick 30 seconds of spoilers. Just kidding. It was a lot of fun. Seriously, the movie was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
I really enjoyed it. I think it not only was it just fan service, but it was done with respect. It wasn't it was almost like, I think Deadpool is the one character who it like comes through with that goofy, like the goofiness. You can kind of express the love for the medium and the characters and everything without it being like cheesy.
Yeah. I know that the critics gave it basically ended up being an average review of like a B. And I would not disagree with that. I might say a B plus. I mean, and let me say it like this: like if my high watermark is Infinity War and Endgame, and I'm giving those A's, I just don't feel like this is in that same A tier. So I'm okay with like a B plus tier for this, and I think that's completely fair.
I think that's not unreasonable. I would just say that's very general. Like,
yeah, no, you're 100% right.
If you start to really like look at the different movies, they're different movies, and they have different goals, and they have different Endgame. Those two Avengers movie was the crescendo of that whole buildup, and it delivered. I mean, I don't know who's not jumping out of their seat when those portals start opening. Like, who doesn't have chills going up their body and just that's it's almost unfair to compare.
You are right about that. You are right about that.
I would say let's take it up a level. Let's really take the conversation up a level, and not just say the movie was a B, but like, okay, maybe the story, the plot wasn't the strongest plot, but I'll say this: I think the action, the superhero sequences, the fighting, the interact, like That part, I think it was an A. I think entertainment value, it's an A. What they gave us and what I expected and what the movie delivered, I'd say an A. Overall plot, C plus.
I agree.
That might get you to the B, but like I think it's we're I'm just saying, like, I think that's a more accurate portrayal, a representation. Because
I agree.
I mean, I don't want to go into details. I could go into details what I mean by the action and the superhero, stuff, but just and I'll tell you this: there's nothing that came to mind that, like, damn, they really missed that opportunity. They had that character and they didn't do that. I didn't really feel that. I felt like they gave you every moment that you wanted. You could have wanted. You just, obviously, you can't do everything in a 2-hour movie. You can't get it all in there.
No, and I don't even know what the runtime of that movie was. I'm assuming it's right at 2 hours.
Right around 2 hours, if not a little more. They showed so many trailers before.
Oh my God. They did it at my theater too. They must have did 10 or 12 freaking previews.
What are you showing me? How many movies are coming out for the next 7 months?
Oh my God. It was trailer after trailer. 2 hours and 8 minutes.
Okay, because mine was started at 4:30 and I didn't get out of there till 7.
No, mine supposedly started at 6:15 and I got out of there at 9 o'clock. So they basically showed about 45 minutes of freaking trailers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a lot. And I don't think any of and most of the trailers, man, a couple of them was reboots, like that Lion King thing. That's a reboot type of thing. There was another trailer that was a reboot of something too. I can't remember it off the top of my head.
I think there was a Beetlejuice trailer.
Oh, I didn't have a Beetlejuice trailer.
There was some movie called Smile.
I didn't have that trailer.
Some kind of horror movie.
Now I did have that weird one that was with James McAvoy.
Yeah, the one where they move into the house and
they come in. Yeah, they're on vacation. They come and stay at the house. That looked kind of weird. And James McAvoy was freaking.
He was
jacked. Oh my God!
I'll tell you, this is my one criticism. If you want to know one thing, I would honestly, I don't think they gave out too much in the trailers.
Not compared to the surprises and
right,
and stuff that was there. I agree with you.
I don't think they gave out too much, but I wish they gave less. That's just that's my personal preference. I would rather know less going in and have seen less going in, because I did feel like I saw the beginning of the movie. I'm like, okay, the first, I don't know, half hour or so.
Yeah, I mean, you knew there was going to be a birthday party scene. You knew there was going to be him going to the TVA. You knew that there was going to be the first meeting and fight between them. So you kind of knew. Yeah, you kind of knew what the first act was going to be.
Yeah, but
and there's going to be the introduction of Cassandra. So yeah, and all that was in the first act.
But I'll tell you, having said that, I still think in the second and third act they delivered. It was completely. I mean, like I said, I don't think it wasn't a situation where, oh geez, I saw everything in the trailer, but just in general, that's probably my feelings generally about movies and trailers. Because like the movie you were just talking about, do I really need to see that movie? I don't feel like I do. I feel like I know what that what's going to happen. It's just not. Sometimes I wish trailers were a little more mysterious.
They did a lot of. Like over the past 2 weeks, I have seen so many interviews and stuff with like Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. They even hosted Jimmy Kimmel Live last night, and I watched that. They were on Hot Ones. They've been doing a pretty big media blitz of this movie.
Well,
I think the movie's going to do great at the box office. I think it's going to make a lot of its money in the first couple of weeks. I think there's going to be a drop off after that, but yeah.
What movie? What's the next?
I have no idea.
What's the next thing?
Oh, Brave New World. They did a preview for
Brave New World. Yes, that's what I was trying. And that looks like it's shaping up to be a decent flick. I mean, you have good actors in it. It's got a good cast. I mean, we'll see where it goes. We'll see. I mean, the trailer looks cool. I saw the Venom trailer. It looks like a Venom movie. Are any of those Venom movies really great? They're to me they're like B movies. They're fun. If you look too deeply, you're going to see all the flaws. But don't look deeply.
Yeah, look at it with one eye closed and one eye squinted.
It's kind of like a schlocky monster movie, that you'd see on a Sunday afternoon when there's nothing else to watch or do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh. All right.
Want to wrap it up?
2 hours, ready? Call it an evening. Let you wrap up there at the store, make some money. Again, y'all don't forget this Saturday, Todd will be having Jeannie Brazos at his office, at his store at Gorilla Todd's Clubhouse. He'd probably be doing a live stream at some point, hopefully, saying hi. I think a friend of his is going to be broadcasting a Whatnot show from there.
Yep.
You said. So check that out. Todd will drop the information, I'm sure, in his IG when he knows a little bit more information. If y'all are wanting anything signed or get your name on a list to pick up some of those signed books by Jeannie Brazos, be sure and hit Todd up so he can be sure and have you on the list.
Definitely. I got plenty of copies. I don't anticipate anybody who wants one not getting one, but what happens when we assume, right? So I
exactly.
I could get here Saturday morning. I mean, it's my first signing event. I have no idea where it's going to go. I'll be happy if 3 people show up, because that means 3 people actually care enough to show up. I'm gonna have pizzas for people to eat. I'm gonna have food. It's going to be a fun time at the clubhouse.
Hopefully you advertised it well. Up your post again. Because it's kind of buried in your IG right now. So repost it again. Post some pictures of the 3 different books that you can get signed on your IG and stuff. So people will maybe reach out and what the prices will be. So I'm sure there's some people around that'll do that.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah. Then Todd's going to be on the road to San Diego Comic-Con. And then next week, we're going to have to see Todd. Maybe if we do the show, Todd would be broadcasting from Florida.
Florida. Back in the old stomping grounds.
Back in the swamp.
I will, Tony. Okay. I got you. I'll do a post when we get off here. I'll get the books and take a picture.
So, all right. So with that, thank y'all all for another enjoyable evening. We had some fun. Thank you, Tony, for hanging out. Thank you to John Boy's Comics for popping in, saying hi. Thank you, of course, Liz Crucis being the first one. RL came in for a little bit. We had Christopher, of course, coming in. I don't know who God is Great is.
I don't know who God is Great.
Actually missed that one. Chicago Schultzky coming in. So yeah, we had a lot of great people popping in. Oh, John's Kids with Comics came in, say hi. Goo came in and said hi. So really appreciate all of y'all for popping in. Hopefully y'all drop some likes and all that stuff. And thank you, John. So really appreciate it all. And this was episode number 12, man. Show number 12. You believe that?
Next one will be a dozen.
Next, yeah, that's right. So hit a dozen of these things. But yeah. Anything else, Todd?
I think we hit them all. Yeah, we're good. I'm good. You're good.
All right.
I think we're collectively good.
All right. So with that, we're going to say peace, love, and comics. Keep collecting, everybody. Have a good week.